to part 2 of compound interest. In first part, we had seen what is the difference between simple interest and compound interest and what is the formula for compound interest. Just a quick recap of that. Simple interest is an interest which we get on an amount, whether it is deposited for 5 years, 10 years or whatever, the rate of interest remains the same. That means if I have deposited 1000 rupees at the rate of 10% per year, I get 100 rupees every year. And the amount, whenever it keeps calculating, even then the amount of interest doesn't change. For example, if I am taking 1000 rupees in the first year at the rate of 10% for 1 year, I get an interest of 100 rupees. But the amount becomes 1000 plus 100, 1100. In spite of that, the simple interest will remain same for all the periods. But in compound interest, the amount changes. That means the principal, once it was 1000 rupees, the next year the principal will become 1100 rupees and so on. So compound interest is always beneficial to some person who has deposited his money in a bank. Let's see this example and try to understand what is the difference between half-yearly compounding and annual compounding. Here we have a question. Calculate the CI on rupees 5000 at the rate of 10% for 1 year compounded half-yearly. Now we see that the compounding is done every 6 months. Half-yearly means every 6 months. Let's see how to go about this. Principal is rupees 5000. Rate of interest is 10% per annum. Whenever it is not mentioned the word per annum, it is taken as default that it will be per annum rate of interest that has been given to me unless and until specified. So here I am taking it 10% per annum and it is for 1 year. Time period is 1 year. I could have taken out simple interest but not here because it is half yearly compounding. There are 2 6 months in a year. That means that total N becomes 2. N means the number of terms for which I am putting in my money. Let's see the formula. First we find out the amount P into 1 plus R by 100 to the power N. But mind it, R is the rate of interest per year. But here what I have been given, it is getting compounded half yearly. So what I do is, I take rate by 2. Because 2 6 months are there. 2 6 months are there in 1 year. N will become 2 but the rate will be reduced by 2. Divide by 2. That means 10 divided by 2, it will be 5. Now when I put in the values, 5000 for the principal, 1 plus 10 by 2 is 5 by 100 and N will become 2. Not 1 year. It will be 2 time periods. There are 2 time periods of 6 months each in a year. So N becomes 2 and the rate of interest is divided by 2 because it is per annum given and I am taking 6 monthly interest. So now on calculation, what I get here is 5000. Then this becomes 120 and this is 21 by 20 square. 5000, 21 by 20 whole square, and finally I calculate the value. The value that I get is 5512.50 rupees. So this is how I calculate the amount. Once I get the amount, it's easy to calculate CI because CI is amount minus principal. Amount is 5512.50 minus 5000 because 5000 was the principal. And here I get 512 rupees 50 paisa as the CI. So this is how I calculate CI when half yearly compounding has to be done. Let's see this example. Calculate the CI on rupees 1000 at the rate of 10% for 2 years compounded half yearly. It's just like the other problem that we had just now done. Half yearly compounding is given. Rate of interest has been mentioned as per annum. And the time period has now become 2 years. Principal is rupees 1000. The rate of interest for the full year is 10%. So what will be the rate of interest for half a year? 10 divided by 2, that will be 5. And here the time period is 2 years. But we know that there are 4 6 months in 2 years. 4 6 months. So that means n will be 4. Once again I tell you, principal is 1000. Rate of interest per annum has been given as 10%. So for half a year, as the compounding is done half yearly, that means 6 monthly, the rate of interest will be 10 divided by 2 will be 5. When I put the formula, we'll see 1 plus r by 2 by 100 to the power n. Why have I done r by 2? Because it is for 6 months and the rate has been given for the whole year. So here when I put in the values, 1 plus 10 by 2 is directly I am writing 5 by 100 to the power 4. Once again it is 21 by 20 to the power 4. So on solving this, I get 1215.50. This is my amount, not the CI. Mind it, this is the formula for amount. So what I get amount here is 1215.50. Now I am getting the amount as 1215.50. To calculate CI, I do A minus P, that is amount minus principal. Amount I have 1215.50 minus principal is 1000 rupees and final answer is rupees 215.50. So this will be my final answer for a amount deposited at the rate of 10%. Amount is 1000 that has been deposited, compounding half yearly for 2 years. This can be a variation also. Here I can change the number of years to 1.5 years. So what will change exactly? Nothing here except n. If I make it as 1.5 year, there are 1.5 year means 18 months. And in 18 months, there are 3 6 months. So the thing that will change here is n. N will change to 3 for 1.5 years. So give it a try. Now this is a good variation of that problem. Find CI on rupees 1000 at the rate of 12% per annum deposited for year, but the compounding is now quarterly. First we have to understand the difference. What is quarterly, what is biannually or 6 monthly. See, quarterly means 3 months. There are 4 quarters in a year. 3 months make 1 quarter. So the compounding is getting done quarterly. That means once in every 4 months. But the rate of interest definitely is not for the whole, rate of interest is not for 3 months. It is being given for full year. So that means R divided by 4. As I said, there are 4 quarters in a year and the rate of interest has been given for the year. So we divide it by 4 because there are 4 quarters in a year. So the formula now will change. The principal will be 1000. Time period is 1 year, but in 1 year there are 4 quarters. So N will be 4 here and the rate of interest for the whole year is 12% per annum. So for a quarter, for 1 quarter, the rate of interest will be R by 4. That means 3%. 3% will be the rate of interest per quarter. Let's put in the values and find out. A is equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 to the power N. N will be 4 now because there are 4 quarters in a year. 1000, then 1 plus R by 4 is 3%. 12 by 4 is 3%. So it will be 3 by 100 to the power 4. This is 4. On solving this, I get 1125.50 as the amount. So CI will be once again A, that is 1125.50 minus 1000. This will be rupees 125.50. 125.50. See, the compounding was quarterly. So please see the difference between compounding quarterly, compounding biannually or compounding annually. For 1 year, the simple interest and the compound interest will remain same. So that is the first year. If the compounding is done annually. So there is no need to find out the compound interest when we have to find out compound interest for a year. That means the first year when the compounding is done yearly. So that point has to be noted. Now we see that the CI is 125.50 here. Let's see another example. Here we have another example. Find CI on rupees 1000 at the rate of 12% per annum, which has been deposited for a year and 3 months. But the compounding is yearly. So what won't change is the rate of interest because it is compounding annually. P becomes rupees 1000. T is 1 year and 3 months. 3 months means 1/4 of a year, and the rate of interest will be 12% per annum. It will remain the same. The difference here that I see is, amount will be calculated now in 2 steps. N. But N is 1 year and 3 months. N cannot be a fraction because otherwise it won't be easy for us to solve. So what we do is, we take 1000 here, 1 plus the first year first. So it will be 12 by 100 to the power 1 because I am taking 1 year. Now I am taking 3 months. For 3 months, if I am taking 3 months, that means on 1/4 of a year. That means the rate of interest has to be divided by 4. So what I add here is 1 and 1 plus R by 4 of 100 to the power 1 again. First year, I have taken R as full 12%, but for the 3 months, I have to take R by 4. So what I write here is 1 plus 3 by 100 to the power 1. This is how we can solve for 1 year and 3 months. See, for the first year, it will be 12, and for the 3 months, it will be 12 by 4, that is 3. So now, once again, when I solve this, what I get is, on solving this, I get 1153.60. And this is my amount. So for CI, I do A minus P. And what I get, A is 1153.6 minus 1000. So the CI will be rupees 153.60. This is the method when we have to apply when 1 full year is given, or suppose 2 years are given and few months or few days are given. So we have to break it up into 2 parts and then do.
Hope you are liking all our videos. So send in your queries and suggestions in the comment box. Share the videos with your friends and watch out for the latest videos. Press the bell icon. Subscribe to Idea Infinity.